Hey, how you doing? Arthur Wu here, and today I'm excited because I'm starting a new series on educational resources for filmmaking and cinematography, right? So the first resource that I'm super excited to share with you guys is a platform called Frameset. So the website is Frameset.app, and it's basically a massive image repository for movies, commercials, and music videos. Through the years, there have been other sites that are similar to this, but they've focused really more on the narrative films. It's often great to reference films for really cinematic looks, but in the commercial world, that doesn't always work. You know, there are a lot of clients that I've worked for over the past several years where I've given them references for where I think we could go, and it's always like, okay, that's great, but I think we need to brighten it up a bit. We want to see more of this. We want to see more of that. Whether it's a client or director or whoever, sometimes that movie look doesn't match the brand. And so for the past couple of projects that I've worked on, people have been asking for references, and I've been quickly able to pull them from Frameset. It's just been a game changer for me. So why don't we hop into the platform and we'll talk a little bit more about it. All right, so we're logged into Frameset here, and you can see the interface is super intuitive. Basically browse, you can filter the credits for each particular project, and you can create your own sets here, and then the history of what you've looked at. And then over here, you can search for certain things. And then this is just like the main page. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the couple of projects that I've used this for. One was a music video specifically. And the great thing about having music videos specifically dedicated to this website is that you can just click on music videos, and here it has a whole bunch of music videos. So, some music videos might be popular and some might not be. And it's actually really cool to pull from the ones that may not be super popular but have amazing imagery. And so you'll just see down here, and some of these artists I haven't heard of before. However, when I'm looking at some of these images, it's just like, oh wow, this is incredible, just to be able to pull from different resources. So anyway, to kind of talk about the project that I first used Frameset for, the director really wanted a spotlight look. And I'm going to type in the word spotlight here, or just click on that since I searched for it earlier. And you see here just all these different images that contain spotlights. And so the interesting thing about this is sometimes when a director, they kind of talk about their vision, not every single director may have a super technical background and know all the gear, nor should they. That's not their specialty. And so sometimes when they say spotlight, they might have a very specific vision in their head about what that means. Whereas for me, spotlight is essentially, I think a lot of people who are on the camera side will think of like a Leica, essentially, which is what these couple of images are. It's essentially like, there's some haze happening in the room. There's a spotlight going on the one person, and depending on the type of beam spread that you want, you just change out the lens in front of that. And so I grabbed some of these stills for the director, and they were like, oh wow, okay, when I meant spotlight, I actually didn't mean something that was so theatrical looking. And I was like, oh really? They're like, yeah, like do you have anything else? Because I don't want it to look too like it's too much in a theater. And so from there, I just kind of started pulling some of these other ones out here, such as this one here or that one there. And, there's other ones that I found, but basically that just being able to pull together these resources really quick for a music video type vibe. So instead of me having to, look through tons of different movies or try to randomly search through different music videos that may or may not have a spotlight, it's all here. And so, there's all sorts of different types of things you can filter by. Media type, again, commercials, movies, or music videos. The filter by word, which I think is super key. Similar to a specific image, different color palettes that you might want to match towards, the aspect ratio, saturation, contrast, shot type, and like interior, exterior. I mean, there's just so many different types of things you could filter by. It's pretty amazing. So, let's just go interior. It's going to filter again, and it just pulls up some different images here. Let me see. Let's do like medium shot, and let's do, oh yeah, and you see here just like different versions of the way spotlights could potentially play in a scene. So there's a lot of variation here, and these are all just various music videos that I may not have ever seen before. All right, so jumping back to the main screen here, let's talk about another project that I'm in pre-production for. And it's a commercial project, so I'm going to click on commercials here. And essentially the client was wondering, how can we make our office look a little bit more interesting? Do you have any ideas? And my first thought was like, yeah, we can maybe take out all the lights that are in there. We can block out some of the windows, and then we can light it overhead to give it this really moody feel. They said, oh, can you send me a reference? Because I'm not exactly sure what you're thinking. And so, typing in the word office, let's go to the office, and it pulls up all the different offices here. And if I scroll down here, so I quickly found this one, which was something that I had in mind, which was close to kind of the vibe I was thinking. And I was just able to send this over really quickly. And another amazing thing about Frameset is it basically tells you what exactly this commercial was. So it was by 3M. This was the director. This is the title. And this is really cool because instead of it just being a random image, you can actually go to that commercial and look at it to get even more inspiration if you liked that first image that you were looking at. So if I go here, you can see that it basically pulls all the different images. And if you wanted to look this commercial up, you actually could. And if you click the brand 3M here, if you like 3M's feel and their brand in general, you can kind of look through all of the stuff that is related to 3M. So this filtering through commercials and music videos that might not be well known, because these things have such a short lifespan in a lot of regards, especially commercials. Something comes out and then a few months later it's already forgotten about for the average commercial. And so a lot of great commercials can get buried under a lot of other commercials because there's just so many that are just being made. But with this resource, it's been absolutely incredible. So Frameset.app, if you are in the commercial world, or if you shoot a lot of music videos and you're finding that some of the resources that are out there that are more geared towards the narrative films, this is an incredible resource for you guys to check out. So I'm really happy to share this with you guys. I'm really happy that I have found this, and hopefully with this thing builds out more so that we have even more resources to look at, because I love looking at all these different ways that you can shoot something that is not necessarily a movie, because there's a lot of different types of cinematography out there. And it's just really exciting to see something like this on the market today. Hope you found this video helpful. This is the first in the series. I'll be back with a few more. Until then, I'll see you in the next one. All right, guys. Peace.